bit smaller city today, Pinghu. Why is Warren Buffett on a Chinese Coke can? Look at that. Warren Buffett's face. Warren Buffett's face. Let's go! Here we go. A little bit smaller city today, Pinghu, where we manufacture a lot of our Sectionals and sack fabric covers. West Lake is the famous lake in Hangzhou, and East Lake is the famous lake in Pinghu, China. So each one of these factories is different. This one happens to be massive. We've worked with them for a very long time. They all have their pros and cons. The bigger factories are fantastic in their sophistication and their management. The smaller factories can be more flexible and more creative and more helpful in developing product. You know, what's cool is that even though you get a bad rap for, oh, made in China or outsourcing or whatever, there's still people that have jobs and that we employ by selling great product, driving the economy forward, and I'm proud of that, even if they're in other countries, you know. First, the fabric is inspected for any defects.
Under the light box, they'll match the shades accordingly to the standard of the fabric. So this is UV, basically artificial UV.
UV.
Glow in the dark UV.
Yes.
T84, which is like store lighting. Kind of got that yellow tint.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
Give you that.
Charlotte, who runs QC over here for us in this factory, is amazing. And I just found out she's pregnant with number 2. Number 2 is in their belly. You speak English. No, Charlotte's amazing, and it's a big deal because over here in China, up until recently, you couldn't have 2 children. They had a rule, a law against having more than 1 child here in China for a long time. Big penalties if you had more than 1, and now you're on number 2. This is history in the making. It's pretty cool. We just hired Timothy. He has an amazing background with Sears, with the Gap, with the Limited, with Coach, and he is tasked with really whipping our supply chain into shape. It's fun to watch.
Right? Also, there's not as much of the electric.
A lot of people have this idea that made in China means made cheap, but these people are so good at what they do, and they're awesome, and they're talented, and they're fast, and they're skilled, and I really appreciate all their hard work on behalf of Lovesac. It's pretty cool. One of the biggest problems that China faces right now is that the young generation, you know, the generation that's grown up with iPhones now and surfing the internet and whatever, is not necessarily excited about working in factories, even though it's a good job that pays well. The conditions are fine, it's well lit, you know, it's well cooled, there's air conditioning. It's a good environment, it just is manufacturing, and it can be boring and it can be hard work. The younger generation doesn't want to do it. And so in another 10, 15 years, it could be a real crisis for labor in China, which means that the labor will move out of China and head to other countries, or ideally be done domestically, be done locally, and that's something I'm working on myself in America. It's a longer story for another. Those covers. Look at all of these Sectionals covers getting ready for packaging and final inspection. Lovesac! Sectionals! It's all here! We got the terms we want, we got the prices we want, and now we go have a long, drawn-out dinner.
我有了，你看啊。
Well, that was necessary. George is self-driving right now. This Tesla's driving itself. It'll speed up, it'll slow down. George isn't even using the gas or the brake.
我们跳舞吧。
He says, let's dance. If you haven't ridden in a Tesla yet, it's a pretty amazing experience. First time, right?
Amazing, amazing.
Not too bad.
So smooth, beautifully designed.
Because I feel like a lot of Americans' perception of China is, you know, backwoods, third world. But no, you've got dudes like George, Chinese millionaires driving Teslas and building huge businesses on the backs of American consumerism. This is where they had the G20 summit. This place is super high-end, apparently. When we come over here with our suppliers, they like to, one, show us off because we're their like foreign clients, you know. Two, they love to treat us really well. It's just like the Chinese culture. If you're doing business, treat your customers really well. So they take us to only the best. From this hot mess. For all the things my wife loves about China. Ready? Things they have in China is fruit you've never seen before. Like this guy. What is that? It doesn't even exist in America. Young May. I don't even think it has an English. I mean, it must have some English name. Never seen it, never heard of it. It's like a cross between a raspberry and a strawberry.
我不会去的。
我配上去好不好？好啊。2个小时开到拉斯维加斯，太危险！他住在拉斯维加斯那么近了。2个小时。By the way, time check. Yeah, it's been like 3 hours of this. I'm really not kidding. It's a mess.